Good morning, everyone. It's February 28th, and we're leaving the month of February to enter March. I want to share something with you that perhaps will encourage you, because it certainly encouraged me. Yesterday, I was sitting and I was working, and I looked over outside because I like to always have a view of outside when I'm working. And my cherry blossom tree had started to, or the bloom on it had opened. And I said, that's impossible. This is February. So I got up and I went outside and I said, oh my goodness, it's opened. So I took some pictures of it. And as I came back in the house and I sat there and God began to minister to me. And he said, this tree has always been a sign to you of when I'm going to move for my people and how I'm going to move for my people as well as you as an individual. And so he said to share this with those of you who have gone through so much. And it seems like you have just been buried in this thing called winter and just frozen in the ground, in the hard, cruel ground, as if it was a grave that encaved you and you were not able to even get out of. That's how your situations have been. And you've been crying out and you've been doing all you know to do and just seem like you're just buried, you're doomed, and there's no way out. But God told me to tell you this: 2018 is a year like no other year that you have seen, because it is the beginning of a universal revival of the mind, the spirit, the heart, the soul of individuals. And God is doing something that is quite new and quite distinguished from other years. And in all of this that God is doing, He's opening some doors that have been closed. Slammed, locked, where you couldn't even get through. He's restoring some things that you have lost and you thought you would never get them back. Some of them, God said He's not going to give you back because He's got some brand new things for you. Some relationships that have just been so, oh my goodness, abusive. And that's another thing that God is speaking to. Those of you who have gone through physical, mental, sexual abuse, God said He's healing you. He's bringing some healing, first of all, to your heart, because you can't be healed until that little broken heart is fixed. But God said He's going to fix it. He's going to bring healing to it. And then He's going to bring healing to your mind so that He can flush out all of those bad memories that you've been holding and that have just about driven you crazy and has caused you to just feel so down sometimes and depressed and in the lowest of heart and feeling that nobody cared and questioning why you. God is getting ready to show you that He's going to take all of that and turn it around for your good. Trust me. And even with the lack, God is saying, yes, you've lacked. And there are things that you needed that you had to do without. But God said He has done that in order to show you that He's more than enough and to take you away from the material things of life that most people are focused on and not the spiritual things. But God is taking all of the suffering, all of the hurt, all of the pain, all of this from this long season of winter, cruel, hard, cold winter. And He said He's causing you to come forth blooming, beautiful. And that cherry blossom tree is so beautiful when it blossoms. But the thing is, we know it's going to bloom. We know that. It's going to happen. But God said it's going to happen early for you. And so beginning today, look for new blessings and new things. And something has happened to me. There's a scripture that says, before you even cry out, I'm going to answer and say, here I am. And for the last 3 days, I have fought something, and it has manifested within seconds after I thought it. Let me say that again. I have thought some things, and within just a few seconds after I thought it, and even while I was thinking it in one thing in particular, it happened. And so I know that this thing is real. Because after we have suffered a while, after we have gone through some things, God is faithful. For he has said in his word that he that suffers with me shall also reign with me. This journey is not a total suffering journey. It's one in which you go through things in order for God to make you, to mold you, to shape you, and to make you a beautiful, blossoming flower that he can smell the fragrance. He can see the beauty in you. And from ashes comes beauty. From suffering comes beauty. And in that beauty, I'm not talking about just physical beauty. I'm talking about the beauty of a life. When you have suffered, you don't want to hurt anybody else. You want to do the right thing. You come out of it having a great appreciation for who God is and what he can do in your life. You come out of that stronger. You come out of that wiser. You come out of that with more wisdom. You come out of that with more understanding. This is the part of the beauty that comes out of you. And then God turns things around in your favor, and he moves on your behalf. And so I just want to encourage you, and as you watch these pictures that I took yesterday, just say to yourself, I'm coming forth. I'm coming forth. I'm that beautiful blossom that I see, that budding. I'm budding right now. I'm coming forth. Believe it. Trust it. Don't you let for a second anything that the enemy may be whispering in your ears or screaming out to you. Do not accept it, because that is not God speaking to you. God is saying to you, come forth. It's your season. It's your season. Come forth and be encouraged. Be encouraged, because it is not God's will for us to have to suffer. But suffering is a process. And after you have gone through that process, oh my God, my God, my God, what births from that is beautiful. So rejoice today and just know that God is bringing you out in 2018. And when he brings you out, don't you dare not be grateful and thankful. Don't you dare not do anything except forgive yourself wholly and completely to God, because it is God that brought you out. Because had it not been for God on your side, had it not been for God rescuing you, had it not been for God restoring you, renewing you, revitalizing you, reviving you, you would not be able to come forth. So let us rejoice today, knowing that to whom this message is being sent, God is sending it directly to you, individualized, to let you know you're coming forth. Thank God you're coming forth.